So, as of late, have not really been talking much about the Shib ecosystem, and it's because there's a lot of things that I haven't really been agreeing with. Obviously, we don't necessarily agree with the direction of the burns when it comes to shibarium. I don't agree with the direction of pushing other projects. That seems to be what this development team is somewhat focused on. And now they're talking about this Shib identity. All right. Some people are excited about it. Some people do not like it at all. And I am indifferent when it comes to this. And I want to explain to you guys why this is. Now, the interesting thing about this is they promote this as the self-custodial identity for SHIB holders for the use of the blockchain. And essentially what it seems like is KYC. So they're wanting you to identify yourself to the blockchain so that anytime you make a transaction, they know who is in fact doing this. So it's essentially what centralized exchanges are doing. So if this is true DeFi, if this is supposed to be a decentralized ecosystem, then why are they asking people to identify themselves? It doesn't really make much sense to me. It doesn't quite click. Now, I understand that there's regulation abroad that is really pushing towards identification on blockchain, and it's mostly in Europe right now, and it may expand to other areas, hopefully not here in the US. That would be obviously a big problem because, again, that goes against what true DeFi is. It's supposed to be about anonymity, right? Now, whether this is a requirement or whether it's optional is kind of remains to be seen. We'll obviously have to wait until this launch goes live and see if this is the case. But again, this is another thing that I don't necessarily agree with the direction on. I can see how this could lead towards bigger partnerships, bigger integration, stuff like that. But the question then becomes at what cost, right? That's kind of my thoughts on this project, this portion of it. Okay, there are things that I think need to change. I think it's weird that we're obviously required to identify ourselves when the development team lives in a shroud of anonymity, right? But we'll obviously see if this is something that leads to further success of Shibarium or not. If you guys haven't paid attention at all, Shibarium has not necessarily been surging. It hasn't really been growing right now. 15,000 daily transactions. I think they're hoping that some of these things are sparks to really get things going. I mean, we're still seeing the new accounts being created is incredibly low. Yesterday or 2 days ago, for example, 43 new accounts. So it's just essentially stuff is just trickling in, right? So I view this in two ways. Obviously, the Shibarium or the Shib ecosystem is something that can help bring further adoption to Shiba Inu, but it's also something that right now just isn't getting much ground. Well, obviously, we just got to wait and see. We got to see if it's something that really does help promote Shiba Inu further. Obviously, the great thing is that there are chains that are actually focused on the Shib community. The Shib Association is building something that, who knows, could be essentially the usurper to Shibarium. We'll obviously just, again, have to wait and see. I say that a lot, but right now it's kind of that wait and see time. So appreciate you guys as always. I want to hear your thoughts on this. Hear if you think that this is a big mistake that they're making going to this, or if you think that this is something that could help make our lives a little bit easier. But appreciate you guys as always. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Show your support below. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care.